like it was very, very one of those, what? Like, no way. Right? But I realized sometimes people don't know certain things that may be going on, um because often, I don't know this to be true, but I would imagine when people are doing like shady business and stuff, I imagine that they don't really share that with, their families and stuff. So you never really know, you know, or their friends. You never know if they know. However, some circumstances are very different because I would imagine at some point, with so many people that have, voiced their concerns, I would imagine at some point, you know, you try your best to figure out whatever is going on around you. Um, and you always try to put yourself in another person's shoes. You know, if you are benefiting from a certain thing and lots of people are feeling the exact opposite by it and stating it over and over and over again, then at some point, you know what I mean? Yeah. Also though, I want people to remember that lots of people do things that they don't want to do because they are afraid. So you have to think sometimes, you can't really get mad. Like, you can't really get angry at people because nobody knows what another person is going through. And that's why I try to give so much grace. And I usually let a very long time go by before I ever, speak on things. And that's because I always know that things will work out in my favor, you know? Um, does that mean everything was, you know, great and feeling great? No. But I always do know that. And like I told you guys before, I always end up feeling sorry for my enemies. And that's not a threat. And that's not a boast. That is just a simple truth. And I've been saying that to the Barbs for how many years now? And that simply is because, like I told y'all before, when you do things genuinely, when you love unconditionally, um, you don't have anything to worry about. In the big scheme of things, you work on you, and all the other stuff is going to work itself out. Just never stop working on you. Just never be one of those people who thinks, there's nothing left for them to learn. But yeah, so sometimes the reason I give so much grace is because you never know why a person is doing something, and a lot of times in like certain situations a person could literally be forced to do certain things, you know, and they could be fearful. That's right. Grace is so precious because when listen, imagine this. Imagine seeing in real time smear campaigns. I remember how everyone got such a kick out of trying to tear down my new family. People who I put on pedestals had been behind it the whole time. Imagine how you feel one day when you can look and be like, wow, so this was you? This was you too? Why? And you see, what's so fucking funny about the whole shade room thing was that you see what they can't post. Yeah. That tells every artist. Guess and again, this is what I want. I've told y'all before, them hands, them cards is gonna get shown because the ego has taken over the, you understand? So they have no choice but to expose themselves. Um oh, so you see what this okay, so what that tells every celebrity, right? Every celebrity who has been ragged, tagged on this blog and all those other blogs, what does that tell every artist? It tells them there were people who look like you who could have taken those hurtful, harmful stories down. There were people who you did business with and got money with. that was making money off of posting you looking bad or posting something negative about your family. Isn't that interesting? Exposed again, dum dums. Now all those people know. Hmm. So that means you was just dapping it up with me. We was just, you know what I'm saying, getting a drink and da 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 da. And, you know, I'm in photos with you and da da da. So wait a minute. But you was doing all of that and still trying to tear people down. Because clearly you must run that site if everyone's families and little babies got dragged on that site. People saying the most horrible. Well, I must say I ain't gonna do that. You guys, people showed so much love to Papa Bear all the time, and thank you. Whether it was, you know, even on the shade room, like everybody, you know, you guys showed lots of love to Papa Bear. So I'm not gonna say I don't need to be no fake victim of or anything. I'm gonna speak the truth. But there was some really horrible things being said. But not necessarily about my child, but like other babies, other children. Um, Nasty things about everyone's children, right? And and look, they were left up there, they were celebrated. The biggest artists in our community were dragged, were humiliated. But there's another family drama that we seem to not be able to post. So what that now exposes is that there is a family who thinks they are better than you. Now ask yourself why. How can any family be better than another family? How can human beings, like, you understand what I'm saying? Why can't certain people's family drama be posted? I guess they're better than everyone else. I pity the fool who tries to play a spiritual game. I pity you. I pity the fool who would be that tone deaf in the spirit to choose a spiritual war. I pity the fool. Okay? I pity the fool. If you cannot read the room and see, some people you should have left the fuck alone. But you see, when you're good to people, when you're loving to people, when you're respectful to people, and you find out how much they did to hurt not only you, I want to keep stressing that Cause y'all know I would not even give a fuck if it was something that had only affected me or was only aimed at me. Y'all know I wouldn't give a fuck. I would have handled it in a motherfucking rap and kept it the fuck. But how can I have the utmost respect for your family while you were working to not only tear down this family, but laughing at it? All over the internet, it was a bunch of jokes. And what had I done to deserve that? And if this woman's daughter had never come out, you see, they love the buzzwords like crazy. I remember some of them were the ones preaching the loudest on the COVID vaccine. Have they come out and told you that maybe they didn't have enough information to be trying to force you and villainize you, vilify you, whatever the word is? Remember? Oh. Imagine having the utmost respect and genuine love for a family, only to find out they were taking pride in trying to destroy yours. My God. And still, they haven't waken up to realize and to face what is about to happen. Trying to put certain things in the air. Better be careful. This is a different time. This is a different version of me. Y'all don't fucking know me. God is in control. You don't even know sometimes what people could say. You don't even know how many times so many people behind the scenes have had to whisper these conversations. Alienated our biggest rap stars. Alienated our biggest superstars so that they could always be in a room with new artists being clapped for and being put on a pedestal and worshipped. Imagine right now you go to an award show and you see Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, Future, Chris Brown, Remember those days? Weaponized award shows only for them to lose its credibility. Lose their credibility. Because what the enemy intended for bad will turn around in my favor every time. So go ahead. One of the best things about being your authentic self is knowing that you're okay with people really knowing who you are. You're okay. You're not afraid. You're not scrambling. You're not devastated. The Barbs really know who I am. I don't have to run and hide from them. They knew I wasn't perfect in 2007, and they know I'm still not perfect. And have you noticed name calling out of me to these people? And Deseret don't count. Yeah. I'm talking about when you have respect for a person's family. She's not in the family, so I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Okay? Um, but at a certain point, you have to let people understand there will be no more playing with you. I will no longer be used. I will no longer be used. God gave me a gift. God gave me a gift. You did not give it to me. You cannot take it away, nor will you ever. He also, for some reason, allowed me to be able to connect with people and motivate them the way they motivate me. You cannot take that away from me. You didn't give it to me. He gave me other gifts that I don't discuss, but know that they're there. So I pity the fool. I do. I pity the fool. Barbs, I don't want you worrying about a motherfucking thing. Y'all know I don't like it when y'all are worried about anything. Remember when that whole hate train, child, everybody want a hate train now. Since that's everybody want to hate train and a hiatus since I put them words on the map in the culture. Um, what was I saying, y'all? So, Barb's, I do not want you guys worrying. Remember in the middle of the hate train when some of the Barbs was fucking scrambling and the rest of us Barbs was looking at them like they was fucking stupid? Like what? What is you stupid? Like what? You don't know? We do this? We do this. Scrambling around for fucking what? Motherfuckers know who gonna win every time. But some of the Barbs did panic. And you know what? Rightfully so. Um, but the Barbs that been around for a long time. Oh, honey child, we just, strapped up our boots. And look at how beautiful I was looking during that hate train, child. They should have been hiring paparazzi on that motherfucking hate train, bitch. But ultimately, y'all want some real shit? Just let this be entertainment. The real shit on the behind the scenes, that's one thing, and this is the another thing. Like if you need to ever disengage for a little bit, if you want to be like, man, I just, what I'm saying, I'm over this shit for a minute or whatever it is that you need to do. I just want to make sure that you guys are happy and enjoying music and enjoying the music culture. Because the music is for you guys, the people. We work in the studio for hours and hours and hours at a time for you guys so that we make something that you like and love. And then we have our little subdivisions within our communities and committees, and we form our alliances and meet amazing new people and learn about other cultures, religions, races. Um, we learn. We will never ever stop learning. And that's what makes us superior.